Hi everyone, let's talk about Founders of Teotihuacan, which I've just finished a full solo playthrough for. If you haven't seen that yet, it's linked in the description. You can see all of the game in action there, although you can kind of see it still, well, the result of all of that action. So yeah, I also did a playthrough for the original Teotihuacan and a rules video as well, way back. But yes, this is a very different game, thematically, visually, very similar to Teotihuacan, but this is a fiendish puzzle game, especially in the solo mode, which is the main way that I have played it so far. It feels like you are constantly being tied in knots in the best possible way. It is frustrating in such a satisfying way when you manage to make something click or manage to find a loophole to get the action that you wanted. The action selection system is really nice, that you're stacking your discs up to get a better strength for your actions. So if you can't really do that early on when the stacks are quite small, maybe you want to just do some influence actions, aided maybe by the bonus tiles that are available. Later on, you want to piggyback and try and get those great strength actions, but you're limited. As soon as those stacks fill up with 3 discs on top, that's it. That action isn't available anymore. If it happens to all of those pillars, tough luck. Unless you can get some bonus or some other way of getting around it, you are out of that action for the round. And same with the kind of scarcity of the tiles as well. Just in a 2-player or a solo game, 1 of each building, 2 of each temple, 2 of each pyramid, and that's just it. You're going to have to, again, just hope for the next round. Hope your architect is in the right position. Hope that other people aren't so focused on the things you desperately want, because you want to try and have some kind of plan with your temples and your pyramid tiles, lining them up so that the right pyramid tiles are with a load of temples, so they'll score for loads at the end of the game. But that's not the be all and end all. You can score massive points throughout the game. You'll still need to do some building and a bit of templing, I think, but some of these temple tiles that you can get, some of these worship tiles, can be worth massive points. So if you've done some other things, if you have spent some more time getting just influence actions and building up the right kind of buildings, or getting loads of resources available so that you can turn these in for big points, you can end up making a fortune that way as well. It just works so well. You're limited as well by, I mentioned, your architects. You can only build within their range, and that's another, you really, especially towards the end of the game, when not only is space at more of a premium, that there's not, there's only a couple of gaps that a certain temple will fit in, especially in the sector that you want them in for all of the points that you've built up with your pyramid tiles, and your architect is frustratingly somewhere else on the board, and you just think, well, it's going to be another couple of turns before I can build all the way down here again. I should have done it last turn, because by the time it comes around again, the tile that I want, or even the action stack that is still available, might not even be there anymore. It just works fantastically well, and it's quite, a lot of the playing time is thinking time, really, especially in the solo, that the bot has just taken away something or filled up a stack that you desperately wanted, and now you're just going to have to figure out a way around it. The solo mode in particular, by the way, it's a really great system it's simulating other people taking things away from you. You don't have to worry about them having resources, them scoring anything. There is enough in your way to coming up with any kind of reasonable score. They are, it's very quick to see what's happening with their turns, where they are, what they're going to take away. It's just drawing a couple of discs from a bag and looking at their priority track to see what they take. And the real kind of brain burning aspect is not in any kind of control of the AI's turns. It's in these challenges that you get presented with at the very start of the game that might add more of a limit to the points that you can get, more of a penalty at the end of the game, but just really tying you up in knots, not being able to build pyramid tiles of a certain colour. As you saw in this game, never being able to use 2 gold as other resources, whereas in games where you can do that, it can be a really big boon to just build up a ton of gold at the start, or at any point that you can get it, really, and have it fill in for that magical resource that you're just missing 1 out of. Not being able to place more than 1 disc each turn. I know that it's like a lot of the time I want to maximize my turns out, but not having the option to ever pile them up and get the thing that you desperately want. Yeah, those challenges get in your way in a beautiful way. Just say way a few more times. Yeah, they work beautifully well at making each game different. And yeah, just keeping up the tough puzzle to crack. You know, I mentioned it in the playthrough. I won't tell you what happened in the playthrough if you haven't seen that yet. But yeah, cracking these higher scores, these higher ranks, they don't seem like a huge amount of points. But in my experience so far, yeah, it's tough to even break even points-wise after all of your penalties. But yeah, it starts to get a bit more clearer. There's still a load of hurdles, and the bots and the challenges are still throwing loads in your way. But trying to kind of snake some kind of strategy underneath all of that is really, really satisfying. And yeah, I think it works beautifully well. But hey, the playthrough is there for you to see for yourself how it all works. Don't listen to what I said. Well, I assume at this point, unless you've skipped to the end of the video. Hello, skippers. You've seen all of everything that I think, and that's it. There's other playthroughs available on the channel. Everything is supported by patreon.com/slickerdrips. If you'd like to visit there and help us out, thank you for spending time with me though, and I will see you for the next game. Bye everyone.